perspective from that game in particular, especially now seeing the end of that game, which was kind of scary. I think Jordan Love's going to be okay, but hopefully I'm right on that. Let's talk about the rest of the game, though. There's a lot to break down here, and let's start with the running back position. And like I said, we learned a lot this game. We learned that potentially Saquon Barkley could be to the Eagles what Christian McCaffrey was for the 49ers. Saquon Barkley was ridiculous. 24 carries, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns, 23 yards, receiving, and a touchdown there as well, obviously on the wheel route in the first half. Saquon looked legit good. He looked like Saquon. And you wonder, is playing with an offensive line that's capable, playing with a capable quarterback, playing on a capable team, on the best team of his career, is that going to be what opens it up for Saquon Barkley? And will he be a league winner where you were drafting him at the 1-2 turn this year in fantasy football? It certainly looks that way. I'm going to try not to overreact, but I will say 3 touchdowns in his debut. It couldn't have gotten much better than that, I will say. And Kenneth Gainwell, non-factor here. Obviously, none of the other backs were a factor here. And then on the other side of the ball, Jacobs started really slow. I mean, I think you all would agree with that, right? Say hey in the comments. But I think everybody would agree Jacobs was slow at first. I think at one point he had like 10 carries for 18 yards or something like that. I mean, he was averaging less than 2 yards per carry. It was really bad. He had a couple carries later in the game that he was able to kind of break away on. Really helped his efficiency metrics, but 2 receptions for 20 yards. And so not feeling super duper good about that, but definitely salvaged what was before really like the fourth quarter, kind of a nothing burger game for Josh Jacobs. So is interesting, but I will say that I am far more excited about Saquon right now than I am Josh Jacobs. I think Josh Jacobs will be fine. In terms of, the Packers, I think the big question right now is going to be, can Jordan Love stay healthy? But both of these running backs had decent games. Obviously, Saquon was legit good. Let's talk wide receiver now. So Jaden Reed was the story, in my opinion, in this game. Obviously, A.J. Brown was good. A.J. Brown was A.J. Brown, and A.J. Brown's always going to be like that. But Jaden Reed, was hyper efficient. I think he only had 6 targets. He caught 4 of those. And he had, obviously, the touchdown on the ground and the touchdown in the air, but he had 138 yards receiving on 4 receptions and on only 6 targets. And so this is a guy last year where everybody was talking about how, he had a lot of touchdowns. He was, he did a lot with his touches. And if he didn't score that many touchdowns again this year, you were going to see him as one of those, classic regression candidates. And Jaden Reed came out in his first game. He scored 33 points in half PPR leagues. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better start for a guy you're getting in the 6th round of fantasy drafts this year. Super pumped about that. Obviously, you have A.J. Brown coming out there. 5 of 10 receptions, which is low for A.J. Brown to only bring in 5 of those receptions. Still had 119 yards and a touchdown. You had Christian Watson catch a touchdown. Only had 5 targets, but caught 3 of them. And again, Christian Watson, 13 yards, right? And so when Christian Watson scores a touchdown, he's going to be fantasy productive. When he doesn't, he's probably not going to be. We need to see him prove that wrong. But tonight he did score a touchdown, so he ended up being a decent flex. Romeo Doubs had 7 targets, which actually he had the most targets of any Packer tonight, and he caught 4 of those. He had 50 yards, so he had 9 points, and so again, classic Romeo Doubs game, right? So more of the same from the Packers wide receiver, and we still see Jaden Reed being the guy. Jaden Reed has looked like the guy since week 10 on last year. He came out tonight. He looked like the guy again. I'm pumped about Jaden Reed. I think if you have Jaden Reed on your fantasy team, you're looking really, really good. Let's talk A.J. Brown. Again, didn't catch as many passes as he normally does tonight, but with that being said, still was fantasy elite. I don't think there's anything to worry about there. I think Hurts looked pretty solid. So Hurts was 20 of 34, had 278 and 2 touchdowns. Obviously, the picks were bad, but still more than capable of supporting both A.J. Brown. Devonta Smith had 15 points on a night where he didn't really seem to do anything. 7 of 8 receptions for 84 yards. And so, 15.5 points for Devonta Smith. I feel pretty good about that as well. I do think that Devonta Smith entering, again, kind of like Josh Jacobs entering the fourth quarter, you were kind of like, where's Devonta Smith? Had a couple big plays, kind of salvaged his night there, which kind of sucks because Mason has him in the flock league, but it's whatever. And then, let's talk tight end and quarterback real quick while we're at it. Quarterback, obviously, both of these guys had shaky moments in this game. From a fantasy perspective, they both were fairly productive. Jalen Hurts carried the ball 13 times for 33 yards and really only had 33 yards because he had that 10-yard run. He really was bottled up from a rushing standpoint. Obviously, you saw the tush-push attempt where it looks like the Eagles missed Jason Kelce a little bit. It really does look like that. And I think that you're going to see that kind of play out over this season, and you're going to have to see them build chemistry in terms of Hurts and whoever's going to be snapping him the ball for the rest of the season. So you saw some hiccups there tonight. I feel like that's going to get sorted out, but it did cost what would have been last year and what would have been tonight. 6 more points for Jalen Hurts in this game puts him up to 24 points on the night, and so interesting to see how that plays out. Love looked really good, I thought, at times, and at times I thought he was, a little bit inefficient, right? So 17 of 34 completions. He's got Anthony Richardson numbers in terms of completion percentage. 260 yards, though, and 2 touchdowns. So I do like that. I do think that both of these guys, in terms of like their first game of the season, they look decent. And then tight end, nothing really crazy here. Tucker Kraft had 5 points. Dallas Goedert, who I have in the Flock League, had like 7 points, 4 or 5 receptions for 31 yards. Again, the main question I think is going to be, is Jordan Love okay? I think he's going to be. Will he stay healthy? Can he stay healthy? And can the Packers and the Eagles both, two teams that really project to be really fantasy good this year with their strength of schedule and with the offensive weapons that they have, can they continue to kind of piece together games like this? Obviously, a really high-scoring game. And in terms of entertainment value, what a 2-game stretch to start the NFL season. I don't think we could be happier. And I'll pop over to the comments here and say hi to you guys because I definitely think that 2 great games already. There we go. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Had to go against Reed and Hurts. That sucks, my man. I'm sorry about that. It happens, though. G16 with Super Chat. Appreciate you, man. Are you still excited about Reed if Love is out? Considering that Malik Willis would be the one throwing Jaden Reed the ball if Love is to be out for a period of time, I am less excited about any Packers weapon. I am. Malik Willis, when he's been on the field in the NFL, has not really shown that he can do anything. I'm not necessarily sure that he can. I'm sure he's, semi-competent, but that being said, it does make you a lot less excited. I mean, you're talking about Jaden Reed. Obviously, he had the run tonight, so that's not all Jordan Love, but a lot of the passes he was catching were really good throws by Jordan Love. And so, yeah, naturally, I'm going to be a little bit lower on Jaden Reed if Jordan Love is out. I don't think he's cooked. I don't think you should sell him. And I honestly don't think you should read into the Jordan Love injury a whole lot because I do think Jordan Love's going to be okay. He was at least putting weight on it. So I'm at least optimistic. I feel like you should be too. I appreciate your super chat, man. What's up, Jamie? Thanks for your super chat. Choose 3 in a full PPR, 2 flex. Ridley, Brian Thomas, Jr., Ramondre, and Palmer. Probably not going the rookie this week. I think I lean, it's tough between, I go Ridley and probably Ramondre. Palmer's a good flex this week as well, but I probably lean the other 2 guys against him. I have Ridley ranked quite a bit higher, and then Ramondre is going to get the volume. So I lean Ridley and Ramondre there. So, but I appreciate your super chat, man. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What were your main takeaways from this game? Saquon, again, I have no doubt that Saquon can still play at this level. I have absolutely no doubt he can play at this level. The question for Saquon is and will be, can Saquon Barkley stay healthy? And tonight he stayed healthy, so you saw him perform at an extremely high level. And again, 24 carries for 109 yards. So just a little bit over 4 yards per carry there. Not, crazy efficient, but again, you're seeing him get every single valuable touch in that offense. Kenneth Gainwell had 1 carry tonight. I mean, you're giving him workhorse volume there. If you're a Barkley owner, if you took Barkley, you've got to love that, man. Blind Archer, what's up, man? Appreciate your super chat. Thanks for joining. You have T. Higgins for flex. If he ends up out, who to start of Hopkins, Pollard, or Stevenson? Great question. I lean Tony Pollard. Slightly better offense, in my opinion, than New England. It's between the running backs for me there, and I lean Tony Pollard. I have Tony Pollard ranked above Ramondre Stevenson for this week. But if you do want to decide to start Ramondre Stevenson, because he's not splitting a backfield with Tyjae Spears, I don't blame you. We don't really know what it's going to look like in week 1. If it were my team, I would be starting Tony Pollard, I think. So appreciate your super chat, man. Hey, if you guys enjoy this, you want to do more of these late night streams, make sure you drop a like, and also make sure, if you haven't already, you subscribe to the channel as well. Would really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm going to go through and answer some of your guys' questions tonight. So fire away. What we got? Hell of a start to the season. I agree. That's tough. Had Reed on my bench in a $100 league and had to play Barkley and Hurts on the same team in another. I mean, I'm in so many leagues that at this point, I played a fair amount of Saquons, played a fair amount of Reeds, had a fair amount of Reeds. The one thing I will say that is mind-boggling to me that I didn't realize is of all my leagues, I have no Saquon Barkley. None. It's not like I was avoiding him. I was telling people to draft him. I just didn't ever get him. So that kind of sucks that I realized that tonight, but Whatever. I got McCaffrey with the injury. I'm scared. I wouldn't be scared. Don't be scared, dude. He's going to be fine. Torsten, 6 a.m. there. It is 11:59 p.m. right now. It's about to be Saturday. It's about to be Saturday of opening weekend in the NFL. And by the way, I freaking loved having a Friday night game. I freaking loved it. Thursday, Friday, Sunday, perfect, because I got college football tomorrow. My Hoosiers played tonight, and IU won like 77-3 tonight. Granted, they played Western Illinois, but I'm loving that we have actual sports right now. But Jacob saved his day. He did save his day. I totally agree with that. Barkley looked really good. Prayers up for Love, 100%. Scoring 1 million PPR this year. Yeah, I agree. Jordan Love, my QB, don't have backup 12 team. What would you do? Stream quarterback till he gets back. It didn't look like it's going to be a long-term thing. Don't freak out. If you need to pick up a quarterback, put Jordan Love in your IR. Hopefully you have an IR. Go pick up, a cheap guy that's going to be productive. There should be some quarterbacks in your waivers. I benched Reed and got to start Deontay Johnson on flex. I think I benched Reed in one league too, which it was a Dynasty league, but it's still stupid. I still shouldn't have been stupid like that. Full PPR, Mostert or Tank. I lean Raheem Mostert there. It's close, though. Malik Willis just went on the trade block in 3 of my Dynasty leagues. The Dynasty owners are freaking savages. They're freaking degenerates. I know because I'm one of them. I went with Jaden Reed and Watson, my 2 flex spots tonight. Pretty good. I mean, it really worked out. I mean, you got 35 points between the 2 of them. Actually, more than that, right? How many did Jaden Reed have? Reed had 33, so you had 43 points between 2 of them. I think you're happy with that. And I think you asked that before the game, and we told you just go ahead and start the Packers, so that worked out really well. Go pick up Justin Fields. Yeah, you could do that. Jaden Reed should have 3 touchdowns. You're right, he should have. That first one was called back. That's a good point. Pick up a kicker. Who should I drop? Dubs, Justice Hill, Zach Charbonnet, or Rico Dowdle. Of those guys, I probably lean Charbonnet. It's hard to tell, though. Hard to tell without seeing him play. So I offered Devontae Adams for Neighbors and Devonta. I'd probably hold your side for now. Probably hold the Neighbors side there. But didn't catch you live last night. Glad to catch you tonight. Keep doing these. Appreciate it. Yeah, we will. Like I said, keep watching the like numbers and things like that and kind of seeing how much traffic we get on here. But like I said, we got 25 likes. Drop a like if you enjoy this kind of stuff. I'm kind of just watching our engagement analytics and seeing how well these things do. And again, I'm a night owl, so I'll stay up and do these as often as you guys want. If you guys are degenerates like me, then we belong here together on this stream at midnight after a Friday night NFL game, right? Who was fading Saquon? Nobody. I swear sometimes people try. Nah, I don't think anybody was. I don't think there were a lot of people fading Saquon. Amazing running back in the best situation of his career. Keenan Allen worth trading for one of my last 2 flex spots. In a 1 QB full PPR. I probably wouldn't. I'm sorry about Love. I think Love's going to be okay. Appreciate it. Sign Ryan Tannehill. There you go. Can't believe he's the only other quarterback on the Packers. I can't either. I really can't. We're about to see the Malik Willis show, I think, and that's going to be kind of scary. So it's true you could go out and get Brady. It's a dynasty. Got offered Garrett Wilson for Goff and Worthy. Wow. Have Mahomes too and Levis. Yeah, you got the quarterbacks there. So you're getting Garrett Wilson? No, you're getting Goff. I don't think I would take that. I just wouldn't take it. Wouldn't do it. I'd keep. You don't need quarterback there. Reed's quite good, man. He's quite good. Main takeaway is Kellen Moore is going to be great for this Eagles offense. You guys see the freaking statistics about the motion tonight? Like they had run motion like 27 of their 32 like first plays, and they were like last in the NFL last year in motion. Nathan hates Kellen Moore too. That's kind of what's funny. But NFL got to get the field conditions under wraps. Yeah, and it's the Brazil game, so I don't think you're gonna see a ton of that anymore. But Barkley has receiving upside better, but a better O-line to run through. Yeah, that's probably a good analysis. He doesn't really need it because he's got such high touchdown upside too. So very happy with AJ Brown. Was a little worried he got off to a slow start, but ended up being a great week. Yeah, he salvaged it with that touchdown, and that's all it takes for AJ Brown. Hurts of Lamar rest of season after these games. Lamar popped off last night. I'd probably go Lamar, but I don't blame you if you take Hurts, and you want Hurts, and I don't blame you. Appreciate it, man. I feel like I'm going to regret drafting Jalen Hurts. Saquon about to eat up those tush-push touchdowns. I drafted a couple Hurts this year. I feel like I was getting him at like semi-decent values. I mean, again, Jalen Hurts was just that one fumble away from having another 6 points tonight and having 24. I'm not super worried about that yet. The field conditions were interesting, but again, it's Brazil. It apparently was raining there. I don't know a lot about Brazil. I've never been there, but I don't feel like that's going to be an issue. Fields over Lawrence starting to this week. Can't believe we're talking about Fields again, man. I'd probably lean Lawrence still. How many managed leagues you got? I'm in 8 or 9 dynasty leagues and I think 8 dynasty leagues and 9 redraft leagues this year. All of our 9 late redraft leagues I did with our listeners, so not too much, but enough to keep me busy. 12-man PPR, got Marvin Harrison Jr. in a wild trade, so I have Evans, Olave, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Pittman. Who do I flex? I have Singletary and Zach Moss too. Okay. Evans, Olave, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Pittman. I would just start all your wide receivers there. Start your wide receivers. Full PPR, Ferguson or Njoku, and totally love the Friday night game. Me too. I'd probably do Ferguson. I mean, they're playing each other, both bad matchups. I think I'm more comfortable with Ferguson, knowing that he's going to get the red zone targets with Dak. And Njoku, you don't necessarily know that, but it's possible. Drafted Reed in all my redraft league. Hope he keeps it up. Good job, man. WIU shouldn't even be in the FCS at this point. Agree. And after tonight, I feel like they proved it. Half PPR, Montgomery or Ayuk need a big game. I feel like in a half PPR league, man, you've got to start the guy you drafted in the second or third round, right? I feel like you have to start Ayuk. So, Tyler, appreciate your super chat, man. Appreciate the love. If Jordan Love is hurt, goodbye, Reed. I think a lot of people are feeling that. And I'm going to look and make sure. I'm going to kind of try to keep us updated here and see what they say about Jordan Love after the game. If he's going to get an MRI or whatever. I'll let you know if I see anything, but the Twitter doctor guy says concern for left MCL sprain and or high ankle sprain. He's hobbling on the sideline but didn't have trainers working on the bench. That's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like some kind of sprain. So I don't know. I'm not a doctor though. Although I will say I knew right away that Aaron Rodgers had torn his Achilles because I saw his calf pop. So that makes me somewhat of a doctor probably, right? Appreciate your super chat. Loves injury. What do you think of it and how it affects players? I think if it's something that keeps him out long term, it's going to be pretty detrimental to Jaden Reed. It's going to be pretty detrimental to Christian Watson. And anytime the passing game falters like that, the rushing game usually does not take a step up. So I think all around it would be a hit for the Packers and all of their fantasy assets. But again, I'm not freaking out. After game stream is a vibe. It is a vibe. You got to be a special kind of degenerate to be on an after game fantasy football stream, baby. We're talking fantasy takeaways. I love it. And Goddard, I really needed him to do more tonight. Kind of bummed about that, but it's whatever. Blessed to have AJ, Reed, and Saquon in one of my dynasty leagues this week. Congratulations, my friend. Any chance Nathan will get on these with you? I love both of you, but I like your banter together. No, Nathan's asleep. Nathan's not doing this. He can't. The other thing with Nathan is we try to get his we're having a bunch of technical issues with his setup. So, and I have, let's just say I drive the technical side of Domain because that's kind of my thing. So no, probably not. But we were live earlier. Nathan was on with me. So just not after games because he's asleep right now for sure. Would be getting Wilson. Oh yeah, take that. Had a good showing in the Domain Team League tonight. I did doubt Saquon. Touchdowns are fluky, but nice to see him get goal line work and a couple passes. I think you should be feeling really good if you got Saquon right now in any type of league, including Dynasty. 3-year deal, baby. Goff and worthy for Wilson. I'd take Wilson. Yep. I misunderstood, but Garrett Wilson for sure there. What if Love is injured? Will Josh feast? I'm concerned. I would be concerned. I don't necessarily think Josh would feast. I think you're looking at a situation that's very reminiscent of what the Raiders had for the last couple of years with an absolute dog crap quarterback, and it allowed defenses to stack the box and make Josh Jacobs extremely inefficient, who he was inefficient tonight through the first half of the game, right? So I'm worried if Jordan Love is hurt for Josh Jacobs. Again, I don't think it's long-term, so I'm trying not to freak out. Who would you try to trade for with Reed to capitalize? You know, I wouldn't. I think if Reed showed you tonight that he has 35-point upside in a game and you got him in the 6th, I would hold him. In my leagues where I have him, I'm flexing him. So I don't really I'm not a big proponent of like, oh, this guy went off in week 1, sell, sell, sell. Jaden Reed was a top 10 wide receiver in points per game from week 10 to week 18 last year. So now he's just shown us he can do it again. It reminds me, and he's not the player that Amon-Ra is, but it reminds me of Amon-Ra his rookie year where he went on a tear at the end of the year and we all kind of like didn't believe it in Dynasty, and then he just continued. So I wouldn't sell. I would not sell Jaden Reed. I will say that. Chase uncertainty and Higgins hamstring. Would you start Burrow or Caleb? I'd probably start Burrow still. You're welcome, Russell. I think people got the Saquon signing backwards. The Eagles still did run the tush push, but Barkley got the goal line carries and receiving work. Boom. Exactly. It's good. I think they both can still be productive. I think it's best case scenario right now for the Eagles in terms of fantasy football. Thoughts on Emmanuel Wilson? Think he could be the Jacobs handcuff even when Lloyd returns? You know, I don't know. It's just Marshawn Lloyd really is kind of a wild card right now. And so I'm not really sure if Marshawn Lloyd, if they're going to trust him enough when he comes back to give him the actual carries. So we'll see. What did Wilson do in terms of production tonight? 4 carries, 46 yards, 2 receptions, 2 yards. Yeah, I mean, I still don't think he's probably worth anything right now. So how are you feeling about Reed? Reed looks really good. I'm really excited if I have Reed on any type of team. Dynasty, redraft, whatever. If I've got Jaden Reed, I'm feeling really freaking good. I'm feeling good about it. Start one in full PPR. Javonte Williams, Ramondre Stevenson, or Deontay Johnson. I'll go Javonte Williams there. I want to take the running back with the guaranteed volume in a week where I don't really want to start Deontay. And so I'll take Javonte Williams in a fairly decent matchup against the Seahawks where we don't really know what they're going to come out with defensively. How are you handling the Bengals? Chase, I'll start. Higgins is not going to start, so I'm obviously not starting him. Burrow, I'm okay still starting. As a Titans fan, if Malik Willis is starting quarterback for the Packers, it's over for them. I concur. I love it. Late night degenerates. That's what we could call it. The late night degenerate club. How about that? We should make t-shirts, right? Full PPR will start Ridley or Zamir White. I play the Chargers. Probably, I lean Calvin Ridley, but I don't blame you if you want the guaranteed volume in the running back. I had Goddard too, but I shoved on a tight end and drafted Hawkinson in the last round, and then you IR'd him. That's smart. That's what I was going to do in the flock league, and Nathan took Hawkinson. He as his second tight end. It was stupid, and he has an elite tight end. Nathan's dumb sometimes. See, we can still banter without him being here. I don't actually think the Love injury hurts Reed as much as it does the other receivers. Probably true. Reed is more of a gadget type player, so you might see an increase in design touch plays. If they use him more like a gadget player, you're right. If they give him some more of those end arounds, some more of those handoffs, right? It's the bigger play touchdowns that I'm worried about with Reed, and that is a decent part of his production. And it has been, for the last 9 weeks. But you're right. And of all the guys that are QB dependent on in terms of wide receivers in the Packers, it would be Jaden Reed probably the least QB dependent, because he is that, slot wide receiver there. So I agree with that. Slow start for tight ends is an understatement. There has not been a good tight end performance yet. I was fading tight ends this year, man. And then I drafted a couple, and I faded tight end, though, and I got Dallas Goedert, and, well, that's worked out for me. Purdy or Caleb? Probably Purdy. Well, Purdy's playing the Jets. Let me check my rankings. I've got Purdy higher still. I think I go Purdy. If Love is out long-term, how does this affect all of Green Bay's weapons? So I think they'd all take a significant hit. I think Josh Jacobs would take a hit. I think the receivers would take a hit. I would be significantly lower on them if he were out long-term. So as a Packers fan, I'm going to end it all. I am sorry, my friend. I don't mind seeing the Packers do well. I really don't, so I feel for you. But, yeah, I'm a Colts fan, so I kind of get it. Likely, you're right. Likely did have a performance. My bad. If Jordan Love is hurt, do you think they go out and trade for a guy like Wentz to salvage the season? I mean, Wentz is not going to salvage your season. So, no. You guy roll with Malik Willis before Wentz. Should I still Reed and Stevenson for Amon-Ra? Yes. Easily. Is it time to drop Wicks? I'm thinking about picking up Cousins as a backup, a possible trade bait. I'm good with that. I don't think Wicks is going to do anything this year. And tonight kind of confirmed that for me, but I didn't really think so before. He's kind of like a sneaky breakout candidate according to Packers fans. But what do you think, Red 5? You're a Packers fan. What do you think? Russell, thanks for your super chat, my friend. I didn't want to be exposed to Hurts and Saquon lowering my floor in Superflex, so I took Kyron over Saquon. Did I overthink it? Man. Probably, yeah. I don't love stacking guys like that. I understand why you did it. You don't want to stack too much, but stacking a running back and a quarterback, especially rushing running back and quarterback, is not necessarily a bad idea. However, they will take away from each other a little bit. So I get that. Appreciate you, G16. Took a lot of Kelsey, Kincaid, and Ferguson. So far, Kelsey screwing me. Yeah, I know. I know you don't like it when the Packers do well. I'm sorry. But I'm not in the NFC North, so I don't really care. I had Rice, Hurts, Brown, Barkley, 95. Steven, what a start. You are destined to win a fantasy football championship this year. Should they bring in Flacco? Flacco's ours. No, we're not letting go of Flacco. We need him for when Anthony Richardson gets hurt this week. Just trying to prepare myself and cope. Any bold predictions for Sunday? Honestly, Aaron, no. I don't have any. My brain is a freaking mush pile. This is a blitz for content creators right now, guys. It's nuts. I love it, but it's wild. Bold predictions. Let me give you a bold prediction. I'm going Michael Pittman has 30 points Sunday. You heard it here first. Jacob said me word at first, but he had food plays that gave me a lot of excitement with the season for him. Yeah. He salvaged his game for sure. Packers could go get Tannehill. That's true. Somebody else said that too. Thanks for the honesty. You're welcome. I'm always going to be honest with you guys. I don't want to just blow smoke up your butt, right? That's what other channels are for. Close-up of Jordan Love. What did the close-up say? I'm going to look on Twitter again. Or X, as they call it. Make sure I don't see anything on Love. I do feel pretty vindicated because we were telling people to buy Jaden Reed in Dynasty all season. So, Jordan Love. Yeah. The Twitter doctor guy says it could be an AC. I mean, I don't even want to speculate. I don't feel like it's that bad. But I'm not seeing anything in terms of the press conferences yet, so I don't think they've said anything. Man. It better not freaking be an ACL, man. I'll be ticked. That would suck. Is Musgrave still worth holding on to? Probably not. I just stream tight end at that point. Best read for Sunday. Nice. I like your prediction. Big on Pittman this year. There you go. I'm just being a homer. We need him for Richardson gets hurt. So yeah, I know. Reality's already said it, man. Reality said it in that preseason game when he was getting cooked by the third-string Bengals defense. Neighbor's going to cook the Vikings. That's a bold prediction. I like that. 400 for first. I hope you win. I really hope you do. Oh, what was the link? Did Sleeper send something? Oh, yeah. Close-up of Jordan Love's injury. I do see that. I'm going to watch it real quick. Okay. I don't know, man. Oh, no. You do see something pop in there. Frick. That doesn't look good. I'm not a doctor, but that does not look good, guys. Oh, no. Go watch the video that Sleeper sent out, and you guys will kind of see what I see. But watch his knee. It does look like it snapped. Frick. AJ Brown coming clutch for my team. I love it, Jacob. Good start to the season, baby. Want to thank you personally for telling me to start Reed. I had Christian Kirk, and you guys completely changed my mind. Thank you. You're welcome, my friend. Good matchup for Reed. Good matchup for those Packers wide receivers this week. Shout out to the Greenlight Start Sit tool for that one. Do you agree Keaton Mitchell's a sneaky nice guy to target in Dynasty due to the Hill usage last night? I mean, but what if Hill just keeps the usage? I feel like it's Hill that might be the sneaky target. Everybody's big on Keaton Mitchell. I'm like, you know, if we saw Hill get that kind of volume already, then maybe it's going to be Hill. Who knows? Darnold is my love backup, so Justin Jefferson, please save me. Yeah. Man, it'd be rough. Looked like an ankle injury. Look at Sleeper's left leg. I'm telling you, Flacco can back Pittman in case of Richardson injury. Flacco and Pittman. Pittman would be a wide receiver 1. LaFleur is asked, and he responded he didn't know. Thank you. That's helpful. I don't think we're going to know anything for a while. But at least we now know that they've literally not said anything and they're not going to. He's probably getting an MRI, honestly. Probably getting one of those Brazilian MRIs. I wonder how those are. I have Keaton in every league. He's my GOAT. A lot of people who are in on Keaton Mitchell are in on Keaton Mitchell, man. Nathan and I have always kind of been. It's kind of like a cult. Yeah, his knee pops. Yeah, I know. I'm not watching it. Yeah, I know. Chase and Higgins don't play. Does Chase Brown go up? I don't think so. I'm not a huge proponent of elevating a running back when the passing game gets worse. I feel that way about the Packers right now too. So is Fields worth starting this week? I don't think so. Atlanta's defense pretty freaking good. So, and it's Justin Fields on a new team with worse weapons than last year. I'm not thinking so, but it's totally up to you. We've obviously seen the rushing upside. I could see why you'd want to start him. So, still have Breece Hall, London Collins, Kittle, Pollard, and Samuel to play. Nice. You got a pretty stacked team there, my friend. My goodness. 2 redraft leagues and played Saquon in both. My man. I was telling everybody earlier on the stream if you didn't catch it. By the way, drop a like if you're just joining in. If you enjoy the post-game streams from Domain Fantasy Football. But I was telling everybody before, as we got started, I have all my redraft and Dynasty leagues. I don't have any Saquon, which is nuts because I was telling people to draft him, telling people to buy him in Dynasty and redraft. Just never got my hands on him. So, yeah, we in here like swimwear. What's up, Landon Peppers? Good to see you, my friend. Look at me being all caught up on comments. How about that? All right, there you go. You got room to get up. You got room to say something. You got a platform right here if you want to comment and you want your name on the screen. So, light it up, boys. Knee injury, ankle sprain, prop bout for like 4 to 6 weeks. That would suck. It would honestly suck. I would not be happy if it was 4 to 6 weeks. I really wouldn't. But I'll look through some of the. Who's your opinion on Sunday has the best opportunity to pop off? I think it's got to be one of the Rams players, whether it's Kyron or Puka or Kupp technically. I feel like that Sunday night game is going to be wild, which Nathan and I are going to be recording videos during that, but I feel like it's going to be crazy. Tonight's game was a freaking shootout. It was so fun. The first 2 games of this season were freaking awesome. So I love it. In PPR, do you like DJ Moore or Kupp? I like Moore, but Kupp has consistently gone higher. I still do like Moore. Early Super Bowl predictions? Probably San Francisco again. I think it's going to be San Francisco again. Honestly, I don't think Kansas City's getting beat this year either. I feel like they got better, man. And Chris Jones looks like he's unstoppable. I'm going to predict a repeat. I know that's boring, but I feel like it's going to be a repeat. I bet San Francisco takes it this year, though. Any concerns if Jacobs' his love is down? Yes. I do think that the entire team would take a hit, but I think as the passing game gets worse, when you're talking about an injury to quarterback and then the receivers are less productive and Malik Willis is your quarterback. Now, the one argument you could make for that is, Malik Willis is a dual threat quarterback. That is true. So if you believe that Malik Willis is going to come in and actually work a really nice and dual threat with Josh Jacobs, then maybe. But the problem is their offense is not at all tailored in that direction. Not at all. And so I doubt it. And so with that being said, yes, I would be concerned about Jacobs if Love is down. Surely he's going to get a lot of carries, but again, he got a lot of carries with bad quarterbacks for the last 2 years. Look what happened. Should I sell high on A.J. Brown? Absolutely not. Keep that man all season. Do not let anybody touch him on your roster. Don't let anybody touch him, man. He's maybe my favorite pick in the first round this year. Well, honestly, I'm not even kidding. Fields or Caleb in 4 point? 4 point? I'm fine with you going Fields if you want to. If I try to buy Jordan Love in Dynasty, if his injury is long-term this season, hopefully it isn't. Yeah, if you especially if you're a rebuild, buying low on injured guys, especially quarterbacks, like that's textbook Dynasty right there. Jerome Ford or McLaurin. Guaranteed volume for Ford. Rookie quarterback for McLaurin. Probably just go Ford there. It's tough. Start running backs versus Green Bay for the next 6 weeks. Bingo. Jamar not likely to play. Who would you start between Addison, Brian Thomas, and Palmer, or Spears? Because I have Pollard in the lineup already. Yeah, I wouldn't go both Titans running backs. I would go Pollard, and then for your other guy, I would go Addison or Palmer. Let me check. We have Addison 45, Palmer 49. So, but they're in the same tier. Pick your favorite. They're in the same tier. That's what the tiers are for. But I personally would probably lean Josh Palmer this week just because I would be shooting for the upside there because he's the only guy there that's played with Justin Herbert, right? Are we gamers at all? I play a lot of college football 25, but what's up? Okay, babe. All right. Yeah. I play a lot of college football 25. I like sports games. I don't really play a lot outside of that, but my wife just popped in, so I had to say hey. Jordan Love, concern for left MCL sprain, high ankle sprain, hobbling on the sideline. Yeah. It's brutal. Nathan's not a gamer at all, by the way. Nathan's a nerd. Can't you tell? After all your drafts, are you surprised with who you ended up with the most shares of? I honestly don't know who I had the most shares of. I'm going to have to plug it in and see. I'll get back to you on that one. Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, Wilson, Carr, Bo Nix for Jordan Love replacement. I'd go Daniel Jones there. He's got rushing upside. I don't think Daniel Jones is that bad of an asset in fantasy football this year. So, Niners fan, you ready to get your heart broken again? Yeah, I feel like this is a year. Maybe they get past it. So, who's the worst team? AKA avoid all players in fantasy for fun. Who you think will have the worst record? So, in terms of who do I think the worst team in the NFL is this year? I think it's probably going to be the Raiders. That's tough, but I think it's probably going to be the Raiders. Who do you guys think is going to be the worst? I didn't draft a lot of, although you have Devontae Adams there, obviously, but I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously the Patriots are going to be bad. I didn't draft any Patriots for fantasy either, so maybe those guys. Got Marvin Harrison Jr. for Amari in that crazy trade. W or nah? Yeah, I like it. I was happy about my home league getting Lamb, London, Marvin Harrison Jr. just to go against Saquon, AJ Brown, and Reed. Again, it happens. Just 1 week, though. It's week 1. Bounce back, recover. Does Darnold worry you for JJ? No. I think he's going to produce still. I've thought that all offseason, so. Higgins doubtful. Who should I flex in non-PPR? Brian Thomas, Chase Brown, or Addison? Addison would be my lean there. I just don't want to start Chase Brown this week, and I don't really want to start Brian Thomas. I guess I get if you want to start Brian Thomas this week, especially against the Dolphins. Pick Brian Thomas or Addison. Yep. Hi, Savannah. She went back to bed. Oh, wife got to know it's NFL season. You're not available. Yeah, I have a 5-month-old. So if I tell her that, I probably will get kicked out of this house that I'm streaming in. Got DeAndre Swift and a 24-second for Pacheco. I would hold. I'd hold there. Probably have a ton of Jacoby. In redraft, I don't actually. I took a lot of them. I took a lot of Downs later in drafts. I like Downs this year, but he's probably my most owned. But yeah, you're on the right track for sure. Jacoby's a guy I like. My random league is 200 for first. Allen, Lawrence, Swift, Williams, Elliott, Lamb, Adams, Worthy, Sutton, Hopkins, tight ends, Andrews, and Schultz. I like it. I hope your random league is good, by the way. Random leagues can kind of be a dart throw. So Patriots or Panthers, Patriots, Giants, Broncos, Giants. Giants is a good guess. A lot of people think that Malik Neighbors is good enough to where he's like actually going to elevate the Giants, which I think that's a hot take, but what you read on the Packers tight end room feels like Kraft is a better player overall. It's interesting because I was so high on Luke Musgrave, but I think you might be right. But we'll see. Giants. Well, it was fun while it lasted. I'm sorry, dude. That sucks. Again, I haven't heard anything yet, but it definitely doesn't feel good, especially on the last freaking play of the game, man. Everybody spam F in the chat for Lambeau Leap. Big Packers fan. There you go. F in the chat. Personally, fantasy-wise, Patriots are the worst. Raiders will be the worst team in the league, yeah. Should I try and trade for Chase? Yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to buy, I mean, if somebody's selling low, then yes. Where's the sleeper video of Love's injury? It was sent out as an alert. I got it on my phone. So it was under rumors NFL. So here we go. There you go, Lambo Leapin. We're paying our respects, baby. You guys are the best. Giants under 6.5 wins could be the biggest lock. That's honestly... Aren't you a Giants fan? No. That's Brady. You're a Pats fan, aren't you? I knew it was somewhere northeast. Yeah, that's worse. What do we think about the Bengals rookie? Which one? Assuming you're talking AT. You gotta be more specific. I don't know which rookie you're talking about. Neighbors is a dog. A lot of people are saying that. You think I just let go of Wicks or hold on to him? If you can get, I think he's going to be a popular guy people drop this week for waiver targets. I'm cool with you letting him go if you got somebody to get. Would you trade JMO for Jaden Reed straight up? Yeah. Why would somebody sell Reed for JMO? You got that offer? Accept that offer. What? Yes. Why would somebody do that? Yeah, it's heartbreak. I know, man. Sean Clifford season. Is Clifford on the roster? Man, that would probably be worse than Malik Willis. Sean Clifford. Yeah, he is. Man. They did just trade for Willis, though. Why do we believe the Ravens are the worst team in the league? Minshew wasn't that bad with the Colts. That's true. That's true. So it may not be. Fantasyland showing the video on their live stream. They're brave. I can't do it. I don't even know if I can pull it up or I'd show you guys. Let me look. How do you see that? NFL. Let's go. NFL. Close up. Okay, I guess I can show you. Hold on. Let me pull this up. All right. Share the right screen. Where's Sleeper? There. Okay. Okay, here's what Sleeper says. But look, you see his knee pop right there, right? Sorry if you don't want to watch this, but that's not good. I don't like that. I do not like that. I do not like that. Burton is who you're talking about. I like Burton. I think he had a good preseason. I think people are... Oh, you're a Bucks fan. I feel like I knew that. Oh, you've got Brady on the Bucks in your profile picture. Okay, I was wrong. I thought, yeah, for some reason, I thought you were Northeast. I don't know. Sorry, Aaron. I'm a moron. It's also 12:30. Burton, yeah. Packers will be fine. Trusty will heal faster. My sanity. There you go. JMO for... I'm saying the same thing. I don't know who's making that trade. But if you can get it done, do it. Reed looks like a number one after tonight. I agree. Sun Reed for JMO. It's classic. JMO could be anyone. He could even be Jaden Reed. That's freaking awesome. Here's the thing, though. He can't be Jaden Reed. He's not that type of player. Jaden Reed is better. So, I'm talking about AT. Who is AT? I don't. Only AT I know is AT Perry. He's not a rookie, so. Guy joined some random leagues. Born and raised Chiefs fan. I think the offense is potentially better than the 2018 year. I think I agree with you. I root for the Chiefs as my guilty pleasure because I love Andy Reid. He's like my favorite coach. There's a whole another level of degeneracy. I love using the word "nother" there. I'm very much like that, Russell. Staying up till 1 to ask a streamer if it's okay to trade JMO for Jaden Reed. I'm like, man, it woke me up. Oh, sorry, Brandon. Rip. All you have to do is just close your eyes. Don't watch the bad parts. Yeah, it's true. Colts do have a better line. Mark Andrews' owner is asking to trade him away. Have Kincaid, have PUR. Should I stack my roster with both tight ends? No. Just hold. JMO, people are high on him. Avery goes for 1 catch, 82 yards, a touchdown Sunday night. He'd be worth 2 first. We called it, though. We put him in a starts video because we think he's going to have a big night. We afraid it hurts ceiling? No. Again, he was 1 fumbled snap away from having another rushing touchdown tonight. Yeah, you're in New York. I thought so. Okay, it's a long story. You don't have to tell me tonight. But as long as I know I'm not crazy, I'm pretty sure he's in New York. That's why I thought you were a Giants fan. But offered Mostert in a second for Moss in a fourth. Oh my gosh, yeah, take that. 2 NFL games have happened. People are panicking everywhere. It's true. The only warranted panic after these first 2 games if you're a Packers fan, which I'm sorry. It just sucks. Reed or Rasheed if Love is healthy. Rasheed. Ruggs. Rasheed Ruggs. I get it. That's funny. Oh, yeah, fellow Colts fan. What's up, man? This is our Colts. Loyal Bucks fan. Yeah, don't turn it off after that. Sorry, I won't do that again. Off topic, but how do you feel about Andre Yeshivas due to the Higgins and Chase situation? I got it, man. Oh, okay. You meant, okay. I'm like, AT. I'm like, who is AT? Yeshivas, so Yeshivas is a sophomore now, and that's why I was confused. And evidently, he's above Burton on the depth chart, and so I'm not. A lot of people have been asking, can I flex him this week? And my answer to that is no, I don't think you can do that. I'm not comfortable flexing him personally. If you are, go for it. I'm personally not. And that, I hope that kind of answers that question too. Like, I don't feel like he's a guy that you can plug in your fantasy lineups. Maybe you go get him on waivers because there's a lot of excitement about him, so maybe you can pawn him off. Did a season-long bet on Rodgers, and this season my season-long bet was on Love. You gotta stop doing that, man. And can you let me know who you're doing next year for me? That'd be really helpful for reasons I won't name. You're a Colts fan. Thoughts on Johnny Taylor at passing AJ and took Taylor instead? I would have taken AJ Brown. He was my pick. He was ranked above JT for me this year. I think JT could be in for a good year if he stays healthy. I mean, he is one of the best running backs in the entire league and playing behind one of the best offensive lines. Yeah, I did see that in the Packers Center. That freaking sucks. Colts used to be my second favorite team until they broke my heart in the Super Bowl. You're telling me, dude, so the second Super Bowl, I think was 9 or 10. I was devastated. Absolutely freaking devastated. Tim to start Reed today, but had to start Dell on the flex. That might pay off still, but 33 points, I mean, that would have been nice. I'm not going to lie. What's just the Devon Vele hype? I think that's how you say his name. How does he have any potential as a 26-year-old rookie? No, he doesn't. I think again, people just want to prop up people or receivers in that situation, playing for that team, playing for the Broncos, and I'm not necessarily buying any of that. So I get caught up in my comments. Hell yeah. I have nightmares this day of Tracy Porter robbing my house. Tracy Porter can ligma. I will say that. And the sucky part about Tracy Porter as well is the dude is a Hoosier. He went to IU. It sucks, man. The dude, a Hoosier, broke my heart. Love watching you. Live in Indy too. It's why I watch. Appreciate you, Gabe. I'm glad we got another Indy guy in here. Somebody that understands the culture around here. Colts have broken my... Can we stop talking about the Colts sucking, guys? You guys are getting me freaking depressed. It's 12:37 a.m. And everybody's just reminding me that my team sucks. Brian Thomas, Jim, or Jalen Warren? That's tough. I'd probably go Brian Thomas. J-Mo's not a bad start this week, though. He's good at Utah. I honestly don't remember a lot of him at Utah. Didn't watch a lot of him. He is old. He's older than me by almost 2 years. No, by 1 year. But most rookies are not older than me. I mean, Bo Nix is younger than I am, so 15-point favorite to win this week. Start Ford or Swift? Swift. You like Demario Douglas' upside in Dynasty? I do. I do think Pop could be something. Probably not trending elite or anything crazy like that in terms of ceiling, but I do think he has upside. IU won big tonight. Dang right we did. We beat the piss out of Western Illinois. Yeah. Go Fever. How about that? That's a new one, too. We haven't... Although I did like the Fever when Tamika Catchings was there, but yeah. Going from rooting against Caitlin Clark when she was playing against IU to now rooting for her has been pretty fun. So, and A-Rich goes for 30-plus fantasy points this weekend. Thanks for getting some positive vibes in here. We're beaten. I mean, we barely lost to the Texans last year both times we played them. We should have beaten them. We should have beat them when we should have went to the playoffs. We should have won the division. So, Albert says, who would you play? Standard league. Kyler Murray or Jaden Daniels. And thanks for staying up in the content. You're welcome. I would play Kyler. Feel more comfortable. I miss you too, buddy. You pop in anytime you want. You know you're welcome here. Assuming the worst for Love, do you think the Packers take a look at Tannehill? I think probably that would be smart. I think they will too. I think they're going to look at Malik Willis and be like, yeah, we're going to pass on that. I mean, I would if I were building that team, but we'll see. Amari Cooper or Chris Godwin? Let me check my rankings. I don't trust making decisions outside of what I've already done when I was sharper. Okay. I think I have Cooper quite a bit higher. Yeah, I think I've got Cooper 10 spots higher. So Cooper for me. Reed won me my championship last season. I let him go past pick 100 in all my leagues this year. It hurt, but after Love's injury, it doesn't feel so bad. Yeah, that definitely feels better than you did when he was, scoring 33 points mid-game. You didn't read the whole message. The Colts kicked us Chiefs out of the playoffs 2 times. Oh, yeah, including the comeback one at Luke Soil. That was nuts. I loved that game, man. I wasn't reminding you about Super Bowl losses. I was reminding you about the win against the Bears. Okay, so you guys were trying to be positive, and I was just turning it negative. Oh, you're a Bears fan. Oh, I thought you were talking about when the Colts lost the Super Bowl. Yeah, no, I think I was 6 when they won the Super Bowl against the Bears. Love it. It was the best. Brian Robinson and Zamir White. Again, at 12:41 a.m. I'm going to check my rankings because I was definitely in a better headspace when I did these earlier. Zamir White versus Robinson. I have them in the same tier. I have White ranked higher technically, so I lean White, but they're in the same tier. Pick your favorite. True King, love the videos. Found you guys on the Flock League channel, W content. Appreciate you, True King. You are the True King. But thanks for the love, man. We love all you guys. Odunze or Javonte? Javonte. Goodson having a roster spot. I know, man. Especially after that game. I'm not going to bet on that. I'm not placing that bet. Then I'd be super pissed if I lost. So I'm not going to tell you to place it either. Half point PPR. Javonte Williams or Odunze. Oh, I got that one. Yeah. 101.25. He wants it back. Is offering a late first and a second. No, dude. I mean, it's worth the 101 next year. I mean, every year the 101's worth 3 or 4. 5 late first. No. Don't do that. You don't give that guy the 101 unless he plays you a second or first round fantasy asset or dynasty asset. And I wouldn't even give it back. I just hold it. I went to school in Indy. Is it true that the Hoosier phrase comes from people knocking on doors and saying who's there? That is true. I'm a Hoosier. I may be off when I'm a Hoosier. I've got the I don't know. I haven't opened these yet, but I got my IU basketball banners that I can. There's 5 of them in here in case you're not a basketball fan, and I gotta hang them in my office somewhere. So I am a Hoosier. What do you think about the upside of AD Mitchell? I think it's there. I don't know if we see it right away, but I think the fact also that Chris Ballard drafted him makes me pretty comfortable. So I think the sky's the limit for him. Athletically, he's a freaking crazy person. Half point PPR. Should I drop Wicks for Algier or Jalen Wright? Maybe Algier, but probably wouldn't do it for Wright. All those guys are, about the same level. Oh man, I'm sorry. That sucks, man. It happens though. Yeah, I can't believe the Colts kept Goodson on the roster this season. Guess they have a short memory. I can't answer that one. Need you to win the Flock League. I'm absolutely freaking working on it. I'm working on it. You'll see the videos that come out every week, but this week has consisted of Mason trying to get Kenneth Walker from me for Ramondre Stevenson and Austin Eckler. And then he got pissy when I didn't counter to it. I'm like, dude, I'm not giving you Kenneth Walker. I got him in the late 6th. Like, I'm just going to flex him. So I'm working on it. I don't feel like I need to trade in that league. I feel like my team's pretty good. But I definitely, and you can see the Flock League helmet right there, right? I definitely want to win that league pretty bad. Not a great start this week with Dallas Goedert and the Ravens defense, but Jets, Packers, switch places this season. Really want to see that Super Bowl matchup. That would have been fun. That would have been pretty cool. I need Connor to take the starter role before Hurts bye week in Dynasty. I don't know about that one. I think Minshew's a better quarterback, but flex Shakir, Calvin Ridley. I lean. They're both good flexes this week, but I lean Calvin Ridley. Yeah, Ridley. Will you trade Worthy and Najee for Mixon? No. No, I just use my running back 2 and Worthy sitting on my bench. No. No. I feel like if you're going to trade Worthy, get somebody with higher upside at running back. My happiness for the next 6 months is in limbo. I'm sorry. Got torched by my own wide receiver, one of my opponent's team in 2 leagues, my quarterback going down. Tage Wang, I'm sorry, my friend. That sucks. Worthy has already showed how much he clears the field for Rice. Bingo. Bingo, bingo, bingo. And Hollywood will do the same thing. Mason not taking Kenneth Walker's generational fumble. So, yeah. I won't spoil anything. But he's been making some content. He's been calling me out because he says I'm a fraud. Because I won't trade him Kenneth Walker. I'm like, dude, you're just like how desperate do you have to be pleading with people to trade with you before you even see your full team play an entire week? That's what I'm saying. Should have picked him right before. I know. He had his chances. Meter sleep projection so low compared to what actually ends up happening. Yeah, it's typically true. They're typically on the lower side. Found you guys from the Dynasty Domain channel after watching every video for a couple of months. I'm totally invested in seeing you guys win the Flock League. Legend of Blitz God, you're coming with us. We win it. You guys are all winning it with us. Because really what this is, when you think about it, really what this is, it's David versus Goliath, right? We are the small channel there. You can look at the channels there. Mason's what? 230,000? He thinks he's unstoppable. FSE is what? 50,000? They think they're unstoppable. And they think, oh, we're a bigger channel, so we know more. Land is even 25. I mean, we're at just about 11. We are David against Goliath, and people are underestimating the power of the 1-year-old channel. We may be 1 year old, but we're coming for you. And we also drafted better than those guys. They kind of drafted like dummies. They just drafted based on all their takes. I love talking crap, man. I love talking crap to them because they talk so much crap. Goddard getting 10 for super late tight end isn't bad at all. Did he have 10? In half PPR, he had 7. So that's non-tight end premium. So that's where I'm looking at the Flock League, and I'm like, that kind of sucks. 7.1, but in a tight end premium, it's not bad. Evens out by some players don't even get close. That's true. I got Goddard in my main league too. I thought I got a steal when he had the same amount of points as AJ Brown. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you meant AJ Brown there, but we'll see about Goddard this year. Hubbard or Chase Brown. This week, Hubbard. Bad matchup for both of them. Sleeper always on the lower end, ESPN on the higher end. Agree. Made my username. I was 11. Don't have the heart to change it. Feels like killing child me. No, absolutely don't change it. What are you gonna change it to your real name? That's kind of lame. No, just keep it. It's a cool name. Chase Brown, easy. If you have to decide, I'm going Chase Brown. Thoughts on Rico? We'll see what he does this week. He was a sell for us going into this week. I don't think he's going to be, all that productive, but we'll see. People forget that David won that matchup. Imagine betting on that spread. I know, man. I mean, Goliath's like a plus 3,000, probably more, plus 5,000 favorite. They probably won't even take him bets on that one. Everyone has some questionable takes, but yeah, I said yesterday y'all had the best drafts in Flock League. Appreciate that. And yeah, absolutely everybody has questionable takes. We have questionable takes. We've got takes we're already freaking wrong about. So I'm just talking crap to talk crap. They talk a lot of crap, I will say that. David was technically the favorite. This is funny. Philly week 5 bye week is great since it's early. I do like early bye weeks. I saw your video with Nathan. I know you aren't high on Pickens this week, but of course, the season you think Fields offers more upsides than Russ or vice versa. Doesn't really change my mind either way. It's a good question. I really don't think it's less about who's throwing the ball. Either quarterback is not ideal. It's more just about, the type of role that Pickens is going to play in an NFL offense. And to show you that I'm totally unbiased there, I think Xavier Worthy is another example of a player that could be better from an NFL perspective than he could fantasy. Obviously, last night he was good for fantasy. But if he doesn't score the touchdowns, he only had 3 targets last night. He's a rookie though, so I'm just trying to be transparent. I'm trying to be non-biased against Pickens. I try not to. Nathan doesn't care. Nathan will just go in on players and Are you high on Zeke? Not really. I do think it's possible that none of those running backs are really that productive this year. I really do. But somebody's got to score touchdowns, so that's a good point. Yeah. Javonte Williams, Zach Monster, Devin Singletary. Who to start with CMC? I'd go Javonte Williams. Chase Brown and Hubbard. That is rough. Thoughts on JT Sanders? I mean, it's now or never for JT. That's what I'll say. I liked him coming out of college, but he's going to have to prove it. Hey, if you haven't already, drop a like. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not subscribed. If you're watching tonight, if you're watching me, I'll do a live stream at 12:50 a.m. I hope you're subscribed for us. That helps us out a lot. We watch that number as a small channel. Really shows us if we're doing anything well or not. But keep taking some questions here for a little bit. There. Boop. All right. Gibson or Jamal Williams? Gibson, I think. That's tough. Tank Dell, I think he's going off this week. Obviously, he's playing Kenny Moore, but, I still think he's probably going to go off this week. Atlanta versus Pittsburgh going to be one in the trenches. That's true. Not sure it'll be a good QB. I don't think it's going to be a good fantasy game for either of them. I'm not expecting the Drake London breakout to happen this week either. Drop Lance for Tannehill. I have Love. Assuming you're in Dynasty League, if you have Trey Lance in your roster, and in that case, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. I would be intimidated if I was Goliath and some guy named David showed up with a slingshot. It's true, slingshots are pretty lethal. Dude, my Dynasty startup drafted Andrews, Hawkinson, Goddard, Ingram, likely Theo Johnson. You rack with that strategy. That's a terrible, awful strategy. I've seen people use it before in my home leagues. We've done home Dynasty leagues with people, and it's never worked. Yeah, I think that's more likely. I think the touchdowns are going to go to the receivers and stuff and the tight ends. Over under 16, under. He ended up trading a few. Personally got Ingram off him for Muth in a third. But again, that's a bad trade for him. So no, I don't like that strategy. Should I start Taysom Hill or Brock Bowers? You like the matchup for Hill more. Then I'm good with you starting Hill. I have Bowers ranked higher, but into season projection, I'm going to say wide receiver 12 to 17 for Rice. I don't think he gets to the wide receiver 1 range, but he could easily. He's bad in flexing London and Pickens. That's not bad. That's fine. Opinion on Darnell Mooney this year. I think he's a sleeper. He's the wide receiver 2 in a Kirk Cousins offense, and that position can be productive in fantasy. We saw it last year. Where are you ranking Fields if he plays this week? Probably 15 to 16. I'm not that high on him this week. I don't know what to expect with him on a new team. I can't answer this question. I will say the freaking knee pop looked bad. I hope he doesn't miss any. 2 open flex spots. Who do I start? Pittman, MHA. Pittman first. Start your wide receivers there, I think. We're nervous about Hurts. Looks like Saquon will neutralize his rushing production. Jason Kelce retiring his problem. Yeah, but again, he was 1 fumbled snap away from 24 points tonight. I'm not worried about it. I wonder if Nathan watches these streams and sees how much Avery craps on him, and then remember that he does the same thing when they're sitting next to each other. Yeah, no, and Nathan definitely doesn't watch. He'll probably watch to see, how many subscribers do we get, how many blah blah blah, but he won't actually watch and listen to me talk. He doesn't want to listen to me talk, and I don't blame him. We listen to each other talk a lot. Fields over Lawrence. Thanks for doing this. You're very welcome. I appreciate it. Is Jacobs a buy for us if we need a running back in redraft? I probably wouldn't. With the Love news, I probably wouldn't go buy Jacobs unless he's at a very steep discount. I would caution against that. No, Malik Willis will not be startable. Yeshiva's a better Tyler Boyd. That's a high expectation. Tyler Boyd's a good NFL wide receiver and a good fantasy wide receiver. He's been very serviceable at times. So I'm going to say no. I'd be happy to be proven wrong on that. How do you think James Cook is going to do this week? He's got a really good matchup this week against the Cardinals. He should eat. He should absolutely eat. We'll see about the red zone carries, though. That's the big one. I got Hawk and Brooks late in my draft in the IR. Hope they hit when the playoffs roll around. That's risky, but it could really, really freaking pay off for you. It could really pay off. All right. Oh, man. It's, what time? 12:54. All right, I should probably go to bed. So, I'm getting tired. My brain's shutting down. But y'all are the best. Thanks for jumping on. Like I said, if you haven't, before you leave, drop a like if you enjoyed this. We're going to kind of check out the engagement on this and see how you guys like it. So make sure you subscribe as well. We're trying to get to 11K. We're almost there, but we can't get there without you guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys jumping on. Really fun start to the NFL season. So I'm really, really excited about that. And you have 2 more sleeps until Sunday, and I can sit with Red Zone and the Colts game and enjoy my life. And there's nothing more that I love than having NFL football. So fantasy's back. It's a good start to the season.